On the freezing night, the RMS Titanic vanished beneath the North Atlantic. Hundreds of people were left drifting in the dark, watching the unsinkable Leviathan slip beneath the waves. 5 nearby ships heard the frantic distress calls crackling through the ether. Some hesitated, wary of the ice. Others were simply too far. One was close enough to see the distress rockets, but stayed still. Only one vessel pushed through fields of deadly ice for hours, risking the same catastrophic fate just to reach the survivors. That ship was the RMS Carpathia. Without the daring of its crew, not a single soul from the Titanic's lifeboats would have likely survived the night. The ship that was never meant to be a hero. In April 1912, the RMS Titanic was the undisputed pride of the White Star Line. As the largest and most luxurious passenger ship ever built, it represented the absolute peak of Edwardian engineering. When it departed Southampton on April 10th, heading toward New York City, it carried over 2,200 passengers and crew, a microcosm of society ranging from multimillionaires in first class to hopeful immigrants in steerage. Meanwhile, hundreds of miles away, the RMS Carpathia sailed quietly through the same ocean. Owned by the Cunard Line, the Carpathia was the Titanic's opposite. It was smaller, slower, and far less glamorous. It was a workhorse ship primarily designed to carry immigrants and modest travelers. Its captain, Arthur Rostron, was a man of discipline and deep caution. Nothing about the Carpathia's humble profile suggested that history was about to place it in the center of the greatest maritime legend of all time. 11:40 p.m., the collision. On April 14th, Titanic struck an iceberg. The hull was breached across 5 compartments. The ship was doomed. 12:15 a.m., the distress calls. Wireless operators Jack Phillips and Harold Bride began broadcasting the international code CQD and later the newer signal SOS. 12:25 a.m., Carpathia receives the signal. On the Carpathia, wireless operator Harold Cottam was about to turn in for the night. By pure chance, he decided to send one last message to Titanic regarding some undelivered telegrams. Instead, he received a frantic reply. "Come at once. We have struck a berg. It's a CQD, old man." Cottam rushed to wake Captain Rostron. Upon hearing the news, Rostron didn't hold a meeting or wait for confirmation. He gave the order that defined his legacy: turn the ship around. Full speed. Head straight for Titanic. A deadly race through the dark. The Carpathia was 58 miles away. At its rated top speed of 14 knots, it would take over 4 hours to arrive, likely too late. Rostron refused to accept those limits. He ordered every ounce of speed from the engines. Extra stokers were sent to the boiler rooms to shovel coal with frantic intensity. In a move of calculated desperation, Rostron ordered all heating and hot water systems shut down to redirect every pound of steam power to the engines. The Carpathia surged forward at 17.5 knots, far exceeding its official maximum speed. The danger was immense. The North Atlantic was a minefield of growlers and massive bergs. Rostron ordered all lights on deck extinguished so the lookouts' eyes could adjust to the darkness. They sailed blindly into the same ice field that had just claimed the largest ship in the world. By 2:20 a.m., the Titanic had already broken apart and disappeared. For nearly 2 hours, 705 survivors sat in harrowing silence in half-filled lifeboats. Then, at 4 a.m., a flare ignited the horizon. The Carpathia had arrived. Rostron had navigated through the ice with such precision that he steamed directly into the cluster of lifeboats. One by one, the survivors were pulled aboard. They were half frozen, many in deep shock, having watched over 1,500 people perish in the water. The subsequent U.S. Senate and British inquiries revealed a haunting truth. Other ships were closer. The SS Californian was estimated to be less than 20 miles away. Its crew saw the Titanic's rockets, but Captain Stanley Lord did not order his wireless operator, who was asleep, to be woken up. Investigators later concluded that had the Californian responded, nearly every life could have been saved. In contrast, Captain Rostron was hailed as a global hero. He received the Congressional Gold Medal and was knighted by King George V. His fearless dash through the ice remains a masterclass in maritime leadership. Most captains believed it was suicidal to move at high speeds through an ice field at night. Rostron was the only one willing to gamble his ship to save others. In 1912, wireless was not a 24/7 requirement. If an operator went to bed, the ship was deaf. Many ships simply did not believe the Titanic, the unsinkable ship, could actually be foundering. When the Carpathia finally docked in New York days later, it was met by 30,000 people in a heavy rain. The ship that was never meant to be a hero had become a symbol of human courage. On that night, the ocean showed its worst, and several captains showed their caution. But Arthur Rostron and the crew of the Carpathia showed the world what happens when empathy outweighs fear. Because of their decision to sail straight into the ice, 705 people lived to tell the world what happened to the Titanic. If you want to see the evidence the history books ignored, hit that subscribe button. I'm the unsolved evidence, and the truth is always buried deeper than you think.